Hey, how's it going? So, welcome to Jam Sessions. This is a little solo session. I guess I'm going to just be doing these things more in the evenings, just to humor myself, I guess. But basically, yeah, I didn't do anything last week. My kids were on spring break, so I ended up doing a little vacation action. But we're back, and I did end up pushing out that starter pack editor, the quick editor, on starterpacks.net. So that is up and live, and I've used it to make some packs to add to my profile. Seems like it's working okay. There's definitely some missing things. Like I need to be able to like remove some people after they've been added in the event that you kind of accidentally add someone, and a few things like that. Also, probably add some like error validation or form validation stuff. But might get to that tonight. But for the first thing I'm just going to work on is actually just adding a follow all feature to the starter packs page or to a starter pack page. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty straightforward. The I guess there's technically a couple different ways that I could go about doing it, but I guess I'm just going to post up the starter pack ID and then just let the backend fetch everyone who's in it and then just fire off follow calls or something. I think that should be okay. We'll see. We'll give it a go. Um, yeah, thinking through it, I think that should be good. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna work on that, and then might add a few little tweaks to the quick editor, the starter pack quick editor, and see where it goes from there. But depending on where this ends up, this might be like the last couple things I work on for starter packs for a bit, at least until I can start getting traffic to the site to kind of match like where it was back in December and January. But we'll see where it goes. So yeah, let's just get into code mode. Cool. So you see here, I'm on the starter pack page, and I actually had this follow all button in here. So I'm just going to uncomment that. And right now, it just does the handle connect thing, which basically checks to see whether you're authenticated or not. If you're not, it'll post up a modal. And then if you are authenticated, it will do whatever's inside this if statement. I was actually thinking about this recently. This handle connect thing is like convenient, but I realize that I'm kind of like using it everywhere. And some of the stuff, it might actually be more convenient to like throw into a provider somewhere, like similar to, well, that's the context. Let's do the, um, yeah, like essentially this provider here, um, handle create new, actually, no, I guess it's really just this add to starter pack. Basically I have a thing within the profile card. Like whenever you click to add someone, it does like the handle connect check. And I'll bring up the profile card so you can kind of see that. Sorry, I'm moving my little eCam window around over here so it's not in my way. Um, well, basically, I have this handle add click, and then it's handle connect. And I started thinking, it's like, I have this add to starter pack call. And let's see how many times I'm actually calling that up. Oops. What happened there? So yeah, it's in the profile card, it's in the profile pill. Um, it's on the actual like profile page. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get around and clean this up and just move it out to where this calls it, and then it'll just be a conditional check inside, like an early exit if handle connect, or if not handle connect, then it just returns or something. We'll see. But something I was thinking about in one of those kind of laying there, um, laying there thinking about code things at night. Um, but yeah, we won't get to that right now. So let's focus on the follow all. And then maybe I'll refactor that handle connect thing out of there too. But let's see. So I uncommented this. It has the handler. So bounce over to browse mode. Browser mode, I should say. So actually, yeah, we can just go into the starter pack. So we have the follow all here. And if I click that, I get prompted to log in. For some reason, it's defaulting to French. I'll figure out why that is. And then we're going to randomly run into those. I guess it might be like UTF-8 versus like UTF-16. I think Blue Sky might actually use like UTF-16. Okay, so now we should have access to this. And yeah, you can see over here, follow all clicked is incrementing there. So we're rocking and rolling. So I realize I'm like kind of breathy right now. But yeah, I guess actually we probably need to set up the endpoint for this thing, and also like a hook and some other stuff. So let me see what I have actually. I kind of have all these hooks all over the place, but I have use ad starter packs, use starter packs in, use search starter packs, use leaderboard. It's like some of these hooks I have locally in the project, some of them I have in a library. I'm using NX to manage the apps and the libraries. It's like a mono repo manager thing. But I think I'm just going to add this one here locally. So we'll just do, guess I'll just use follow all. You're close. You're close. Return. Use mutation. And it's not actually giving me an actor. And it's not slash API. All right, so yeah, this is where cursor forgets some stuff. Use starter packs. So I have this hooks for starter packs that actually exposes like basically just like an Axios kind of client thing with a little bit of top level handling for like whether the user is authenticated and which account they're switched into and stuff. So, and it also routes everything to the API and adds like the token and authentication header stuff. So I'm going to grab that from the view starter packs context or hook or provider or whatever. And we're going to use that. So that'll be I guess, I'm not, we don't really want the actor. We need the, I guess I should need what are we going to need? We're going to need like the DID for the starter pack. So we have this API Blue Sky controller. This is where I create a starter pack. This is where I add a user to a starter pack. It's also where I have like follow and unfollow. I guess it'll be, I'll just make a post here and it'll be a starter pack follow all. But I don't think I want to post a body. Well, I guess I could. But it's not an actor. So we do the const session. Let's see what we got here. Session dot what's going on here? I guess let me see what I'm doing over here. Oops. Oh, I have to get the agent based on the session. So let's do that all over here first for now. Or I guess I can just set up the follow all call here. Get follows, get profile, add to starter packs. Async follow all, but it's not really going to be an actor. So it's going to be agent dot app dot this guy dot. I think it's actually just. Yeah, I think what I need to do is actually pass what I need to basically fetch the starter pack and then based on that fetch the people from the list and then so yeah, this looks like this. So this is here, it's get starter pack. Let's see here. Where's my get for that? Get starter pack. I think it's just the URI. Because essentially I'm kind of mirroring Blue Sky API, kinda. So yeah, I think I passed the URI to the starter pack. That's how it gets requested, and then it returns that data. So I think that's what I need to do for this too. So we'll get the starter pack. We'll just actually pass the starter pack URI. This until I get it cleaned up. the thing is that list that comes back is not the full list. So this is like where cursor starts getting a little presumptuous. So we have agent at bsky graph get starter pack. Agent graph. Right? No. App.bsky graph get starter pack. You kidding me? Agent app bsky graph get starter pack. Let's copy this for now. Not sure what I had different there, but agent. I think. I don't know. Guess I can go back and see what I had. Agent app bsky graph starter pack. Oh, capital starter pack. Is that with the capital P? Oh. Well, we'll go back to what we just pasted. Oops. And this will go to okay. I guess actually let's see what we get back for starter pack. So if I come over here, yeah, because I use list, and I use the starter pack. Basically this thing in order to fetch the list. But I'm also prefetching the list. Yeah. Oh, with a limit of 100. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so that's kind of where I have to. That's right. It's kind of come back to me now. So I think Blue Sky imposes like 100 record limit on most of their get requests for stuff. So essentially what I end up doing here is I'm requesting the list with a limit of 100. And this is in the, and where I'm saying, where I'm doing this is in the get server side props. And then that way, the initial 100 are instantly rendered to the page. And then I have it to where I essentially have like a lazy load. So I have use list. It does not refetch on mount, so it's false, but it has the has next page and is fetching next page, and then also the fetch next page. And then I have this little component down here, which is an in view fetch, which essentially has an intersection observer on it. And then it has a few things like is fetching and on in view. So on handle in view, it will, if it has the next page and is not fetching next page, it will fetch the next page. And then it'll load the next 50 in that starter pack. So I'm basically gonna have to do something similar, I think, here, where if I do this follow all, think I'm gonna have to get the list. Starter pack dot record or starter pack dot record. Why is it? What's it auto completing to here? That's the Prisma stuff. Let's see what it thinks it's supposed to be versus what it actually is. Agent.app.bluesky. Graph.getlist. Yeah. So adding that kind of stuff. All right. So, and then what are we calling here? Starter pack.starter pack. And I need to await that. Cursory throwing stuff in here. See, I don't know if you're listening to tunes. I'm just listening through my Discover Weekly because I didn't get a chance to listen to it today. But let me see what's jamming. Cool. So let's see. All right, we're gonna try to get the list, but so we have starter pack.record. Basically, this is fetching the starter pack. That's the profile. That's the list. We fetch the starter pack up here. So it probably is going to be that kind of response. Oops. Yeah. Oh, I see. No autocomplete for record? Come on. Well, I know it's list. Starter pack, record list. Ah, it's lame. Oops. Okay. Unknown is not assignable string. Well, for now, we're just going to make you assignable string. Okay, so this is still not, that's not right. The only annoying thing with this is it's like we need the list. And how does the list work? So we have a page, we have items. I think I'm initial page param, initial data, pages, and then I'm passing in list as the initial, basically to like hydrate this use query or use infinite query with the initial data. So that has a cursor and items. So actually, if I don't do the limit, I'm only going to get 50, I think. So I need to add that limit there. And then I really almost need this to run in like an accumulator. So I mean, I guess I can just do that up here. So async get list all, and I'll also need no, I don't need the limit. I need like items. So we'll get the list. Yeah. Because it doesn't have a return type annotation. Oh. It would be oh yeah. List URI. Yeah, and these are all over this TypeScript stuff for now. Until I feel like going through the process of actually I mean I don't know if they expose that stuff. Oh, I guess I have list record that do it. List record list item. Is that gonna work? No. Namespace. We'll just do any for now. Just need to get it working. Go back in and make all these types nice later. I'm going to do this on like a client thing, but sometimes you just got to be strategic with your time. So, all right, so that's going to go get all those. So then I'm going to wait this, get list all, and pass that starter pack record list. And I guess we'll pass the session. And we'll cast that as a string just because we're being gross with TypeScript right now. And then now we need to add our follows, which I guess we can actually, that actually might work okay. So the way I set up these follow and unfollow is actually I had it to where you could pass in an array of actors. And I guess an array of URIs of the follow. And because we're following all, this list is technically a thing. So I think I might actually be able to just return follow. But this isn't right. So list. Right, so yeah, item.subject is actually the profile. Item.URI would be the person to follow. That might be it. Let's see. So I have my get list all. It's kind of recursively going and just accumulating all the items from the list to return back here. Guess I can actually say list items. That might be a little bit cleaner for my mind later. And actually get list items might be better. Huh. I guess it's maybe worth giving it a shot right now. Let's see. So I have the handle follow all. I have my use follow all. That's right. We're not going to pass the actor. We're going to pass the starter pack. And the starter pack is going to be the string. And this isn't that. That's going to be blue sky, starter pack. What do we call it here? Follow all. And this will be starter pack. All right, stop blocking me. Get away. Okay. Oh yeah, and this is gonna be a client dot post. Now I was just doing this thinking I could quickly explore some stuff, but it just wasn't playing nice. So I'm gonna change this from a body to a query. And yeah, it'll be a query starter pack and it'll be a string. At some point I need to throw this into like some sort of trade or something. Or not a trait, but like a decorator. At some point, because I have this copied everywhere, at least in this file. But something to do later. Okay, so I think this might be it. Probably gonna have to start this over. Or restart the server real quick. Let me see how I have use follow set up here. So yeah, use mutation. Oh yeah. I should probably have an on success. And call that on the mutation. And then essentially that'll I'll have to refetch the list. That's going to be interesting. Guess we'll see how that works. So I'm using the use infinite query. Then I have to like refetch both the initial page and if there's subsequent pages. I guess we'll see how that works. I haven't had to do that yet. Oh, I see. So in my use follow hook, I'm actually grabbing the base URL from like this use Blue Sky, which is like another provider that I have it wrapped where it like defaults to the public Blue Sky URL, or if I override it, it'll return like the base URL to the API that like basically the API proxy I have set up. I don't know if would I ever? I think I actually probably could update this just to use the client and then I don't have to deal with this header stuff. There might have been a reason why I was doing this though. But I might have to look into that later. Because I know follows are working. And then, yeah, here I'm just passing the single URI in as an array, but I guess I did end up setting up that follow all or that follow endpoint to, All right, so Actually, I have a couple different ways I could do this now that I'm thinking about it. Um, oh, you know what? Oh, I just blasted out the Spotify Jam in the chat just in case anyone doesn't have it. I don't think it ended up on Twitch. But now I'm thinking about it. It might actually just be better for since I already have all the actors and everything loaded. That's all, but that's also assuming that. So in the event that it's like a starter pack with 150 people, maybe I just need to load those like instantly instead of like delaying that. Because then if I actually had all the actors, all the URIs on the page, I don't even need this endpoint I just wrote. But counterpoint to that is by having this endpoint where I can just pass a starter pack URI, I can basically follow off from anywhere without actually having to have all those, the entire list loaded. I guess we'll keep it. Now I realize that like my earlier self was trying to set my future self up for like an easier road, but I think there's still enough trade offs to where I think just passing the starter pack and doing it all on the back end probably makes sense. And if I really wanted to optimize, get rid of this unused import. Um, if I really wanted to optimize this a bit, I would probably from the list items. Yeah, I should be requesting them on behalf of the current logged in user. So I know whether they're following. So I'll dig in this a bit more, but I probably actually should filter this to only include people that they're not currently following. But I'll do that later. We'll just make sure that this is working for now. So we added that. We have our service update with the get list items and follow all. And then we have that. And actually, I'll just do use starter. Use add starter pack. What mutation am I calling here? What is going on? Oh, this is an old one. Yeah, I should update this too. Look at that. Hack City. This is actually a hook that I have on a profile. So if someone visits a profile, it basically tries to grab all the starter packs for that profile in the event that I don't already have them in the database. So this is not the thing I was thinking I was going to look at. Actually, I meant to look at the provider. So here's where I'm just posting via the client. But this is a form thing. I guess, yeah. Okay, so go to actor. So we have the profile, which is using the use follow. Yeah, then on success, I have the query client. It's invalidating the query of the profile and then refetching it. That's right, because essentially I have the use follow needs the DID of the profile that they want to follow, but then if you're already following them, I actually need the URI of the following in order to basically unfollow or delete that following. That makes sense, I think. I probably should name those better. Like follow URI, I guess. And then, yeah, so I have two use mutations. It's getting that. Although a little confusing that you're passing in a follow URI to unfollow someone, but still think this makes sense. I'm gonna have to actually see this. I have a feeling I could simplify this and actually just use the client and post and not do all this header stuff in here, but there must have been a reason why I was thinking. I think what I was trying to do was seeing if the post request actually allowed for an authorization header, but I don't think that's the case. All right, so, all right, we're getting closer. So really, how did I edit this? There we go. Don't need that anymore. So we have our use follow all. I'm just returning the mutation, so we'll have our mutate. Yeah. On success, we'll use it. I guess we'll do the toast thing again, which is a chakra hook thing. Actually, it doesn't get destructured. I think it's just use toast, follow all. The type. I think I have it on this one, right? Is it in the Use add starter packs. No, that's not. That's the old one. And oh, status success. Yeah, that might be nice. So file it all from, and then the starter pack name. So import this in from hooks, but we actually need to export it from hooks. Actually, might as well just update this to even take the starter pack URI. There's no sense in really passing it in, right? We'll just call mutate. So we'll have the, oh, not list. I think that's it. Yeah. So, that's right, because we're not passing that anymore. Cool, that's cleaner. Let's see. So we have is loading is following all, and then we have loading text following all. I guess we could also do it's disabled. So we only get that once. And then let's see. So we have use list. That's the last thing I think we need to figure out. Use infinite query. Watch other things come along for the ride here. Go over to browser view and just look at this, some of the TanStack stuff. Oops. What's going on there? Let's see. Infinite queries. Is fetching next page, data, supports a useful version of use query called infinite query. Fetch next page, cancel refetch. What happens when the infinite query needs to be refetched? When the infinite query becomes stale and needs to be refetched, each group is fetched sequentially, starting from the first one. Ensures that even if the underlying data is mutated, we're not using stale cursors and potentially getting duplicates or skipping records. If an infinite query's results are ever removed from the query cache, the pagination restarts at the initial state, with only the initial group being requested. Okay. So I guess that makes me assume that then there is just a refetch. And let's do refetch list. I mean, that'll be cool if that handles all the refetching of every page that's been loaded so far. Followed all from blah, blah, blah. Okay. I think we're almost ready to test this out. Let me just rebump stuff so that way the API is actually has that new endpoint. And at some point, I'm going to figure out how to get the hot reloading to work with the API. But I feel like because I don't know if it's because I have the Firehose app also running, it just doesn't quite bump the. If it doesn't, it just seems like it's not bumping the Nest app to like re-render the routes. But let's see. Okay, so I think we might be ready to test this out. I guess we just need to find a list that I want to follow all. Because I'm following most of the people on this list to begin with, so maybe I'll find a smaller one. Don't want to blast people. Maybe I will unfollow and then follow some of my own stuff here. That's weird. Yeah. Is that still working? Hmm. 500. 500 on the unfollow. Is that because I changed this? Probably. Yeah. Because I'm a dummy. And let's see where oops. Let's see where this is being used. Got to update all those. Follow URI. And in the profile pill, follow URI. And on the actor, follow URI. That's what you get for cleaning up while you go. So yeah, but basically, I updated this use follow, and I renamed this from URI to follow URI, but I didn't update these 3 instances that are using that hook to pass in that property. properly. So those are all updated now. So let's go back here. And I'll have to go in and look and see. So follow all. Let's see what we're getting. Let's see what our payload is. That looks right. Let's see. Subject must be a valid DID. So that means there's something. The list. Something's going on with the list. All right. Back to the codes. Let's see here. Follow all. We're waiting to get list items. Wait. Maybe. Yeah, it makes sense because it would just be pop-in promises or something in there. All right, cool. I think that'll be right. Let's see. Let's go back here and try it again. Follow all. No, 500. Starter pack. Have record/subject must be a valid DID. So apparently what I'm assuming I'm getting back from list is not what I'm getting back from list. At least from the get list items. This.get list items, this.get list items. I'm awaiting it. Passing the list URI, the session, the items is defaulting to empty. I await this list. Get that. Spreading the items. Pushing that into the items. Return the items. Yeah, that's not right. So in addition to the list, I also need to pass the cursor. And I need to continue to pass the list URI, the session, the list of cursor, and the items. That makes sense. Again, that's one of those things that cursor auto-completed, and I just missed it. So if I do that, I should get the cursor there. Because essentially this was getting who knows what. I think that makes sense. Let's see here. Curious, what are people jamming on? Drop something in the comments. Or are you just watching me? Either way. Down to hear about it. Whatever you got. Also, if you're on Blue Sky, drop your handle. Get you added to a list. Okay. So go back here. Let's see if that did it. Got the follow all. No, 500. What are we doing? Let's see. You know what? For now, I'm not going to do the follow. I'm just going to return. What I'm assuming I'm passing to the follow. So here. Let's just see what I'm getting back from this get list items. Because I have a feeling this is where it's potentially messing up. Maybe somewhere in this map, I'm maybe not destructuring it properly. But we'll see. Let's bump it again real quick. We got some lists coming in. All right, so we got that. We got the preview. We have the actors. So that's actually a list item. The thing is, I'm not following a list item. That's why. So I think I know we have a subject, which I believe is the profile. So I bet it's subject.uri. Or DID or something like that. Let's see. I just rebumped it real quick, but just gonna refresh. Oh, that's looking better. All right, so yeah. So yeah, my destructuring was wrong. So see, we basically have the profile here. This is the list item subject. And we really just need the DID. So if I go back over here. Also, if anyone's interested in doing the stream stuff, so I'm using Ecamm for the live stream. It's streaming out to like X or Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. And then I ended up installing the Stream Deck mobile app so I could switch between camera views here real easy instead of having to like go to Ecamm every time I want to do it. And it's working out pretty good. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at the jumps, but and I'm just using the free one, so I just have the 3 up. I can basically toggle between some stuff. Actually, no, I guess technically they give you 6. So I even might want to play around with rearranging these buttons a bit and just really optimizing the free stuff. Because I don't know if I can justify another monthly just for a button switcher. At that point, I might as well just buy the hardware. But so far, I think it's making stuff better. But I'll let y'all be the judge. And then I'm gonna dig into some of this music because I'm not sure if I'm digging what's going on right now. I guess this is Vampire Weekend, huh? I don't think I've heard this one. Yeah, 2024. Not sure if I'm digging it. Oh, that's one earlier that was playing. Let's see here. Yeah, something about this one. Let's see what the rest of this little EP has going for it. A sucker for a bass line intro. Okay, so back to the follow all. Let's see if we got it now. Oh, I think I need to. Maybe I need to restart the. Let's see. I have the follow. I have the item subject DID. I think I just need to restart the server again. This it just didn't pick up my change for some reason. It's like good classic kind of emo stuff going on right here. I think they're from like Eugene, Oregon or something like that. This might be the only thing they have, yeah. Band Stella. I don't know if my buddy John, his daughter's named Stella, so it goes out to him. Um, yeah, emotional support group hailing from Eugene, Oregon. Okay, so just let's see here. Reboot that. The follow should be being called. Let's get in the array of actors to follow. Let's see if it does it. Just refresh here just in case. That seemed too fast. Hmm? It worked. Cool. All right. So basically, I just need to fix the refetching of the list. Let's see. So back to code because it technically followed everyone. It just didn't quite do it. Also, I don't know if I saw the toast. Let's see. Let's go back here real quick. It might have all happened too fast. Following all, following all. I didn't see a toast. Hmm. Oh, now my unfollows aren't working now. Oh. Actually, I probably already unfollowed him, and then now I just refollowed him because. All right, this is where like this nesting of stuff gets a little hairy. So this is like layers of state. So basically, what happens in these profile cards, which we'll jump over to the code real quick so you can all dig this. So we basically pass in the profile. And then we cast it to like profile prop. And if there's not a profile prop, it basically enables a local profile, which enables this use profile call. But we're refetching the list, but we're not really refetching the profile. So we actually need to invalidate this down here. Because essentially what's happening is it's refetching the list, but we haven't invalidated the profiles within that list. And the profile card is now basically retaining what it had when it had previously fetched or was rendered. Essentially need to like invalidate the queries for every profile. See, I knew it wasn't going to be that easy. All right, so I should probably do that in. What do we get for the response back here? Oh, those are all my unfollows. Set the follow all. Yeah, probably. So I'm just returning the follows, the list of follows essentially right now. Which doesn't do me any good. Sorry, just comparing some of this stuff so I can see if I could destructure something, but I'm guessing this is my DID. And then I have a follow, then I have that follow. So really I should probably in addition to this, I should probably pass this DID back. And if I was able to do that, then I could, in the response here, basically invalidate all the profiles that were followed. And then once, basically, yeah, wait this, get the response, actually like do like const data, and then invalidate, and then return data. Something like that. But really, I'd be like, is that roughly the profile base URL? And then the DID. Yeah, because this is a promise. So invalidate all those. Then I'm assuming if you return the data, it's going to wait all, I would assume it would wait all this until it fires the on success. So if I can do all that here, then I'm good. So how do I need to restructure this? I could do const actors, const follows, and then essentially return a little bit of both. That'll work. Do this for now. At some point I need to go back and get some types rolling, but we're good right now. I think this will work. If I get those array backs of the actors, invalidate the queries, and then bing, bang, boom. I don't know why I keep saying this sometimes on here, but bing, bang, boom. We're good to go. But are we? Maybe. I think there's still the potential that this use list hook with its basically this initial data and the page params and the pages and then the list, there's still a chance that this list I don't know. I have a feeling there's still a chance that profile card, because getting the profile, let me look at this again real quick. So we have the profile prop. Hmm. Actually, I could probably delete this right here. This is just some leftover stuff before I had the page stuff. So let's see, let's use profile. Yeah, profile base, your actor. I have a feeling that this is still not gonna, because it's gonna bypass the enabled, because it's getting the profile prop. It's not gonna refetch the profile. But maybe it will because it's invalidated. I don't know. We're just gonna have to test it. I have to test it out. So yeah, so we're mutuals again. Can unfollow these. Now I can't just unfollow these and then test again because now we have the local state going on, which basically makes it to where everything is now going back to using that use profile hook. So I think I need to unfollow, I need to refresh, and this is basically how I would test like the follow all. I'm also still not seeing the toast. Oh, I think I need to reboot the. I'm not getting the new payload with the actors and the follows. Sorry, sparing you the chug-a-lugs. I gotta unfollow all these ones again. Okay. All right, so I am getting the actors back. I am getting the follows. I think I was right in the fact that essentially those aren't refetching. But maybe I can do something here. So I'm going to make a new prop on here, I guess. Force refetch. Or, yeah, force refetch. It'll be a Boolean, optional. Force refetch. And then it'll enable the using, basically enable this hook. And assuming that local is not set to true, So I'm going to need a state here. So use state. Yeah, set force refetch. And then on these, oops, what's going on? I feel like I'm not hitting wrong stuff, so I'm not sure what's going on. This may or may not do it. I should just even get a console and just see. Because I'm not seeing that toast. Is there something else I'm supposed to do on it? I know these ones are working. Okay, this is okay for a bit, but let's see what else we have here. Was this that new one from them? Yeah, let's see. Car seat headrest. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I didn't take you over to code. Okay, so just added this log here to make sure I'm getting this on success. Gonna set this force refetch to true, and then gonna refetch the list. And then I added the force refetch as like a little param on these profile cards to see if it will then basically pass this in. And really, it's just force refetch or enable local profile. Let's see if that works. Probably have to do some more unfollows here. Yeah. Okay. I wonder why mutuals is coming in as It's causing that hydration issue. Yeah, unsuccess is not being called. Use follow all. That is a thing, right? Hmm. Oh, sorry. Yeah, unsuccess. Let me see. I guess mutation. I'm not doing one there. I am doing unsuccess here. I'm passing that in. So let's see where I'm using use follow. Doing that in the profile card. I know this is working. Hmm. Use follow all. Start pack URI on success. Yeah, that's not being called. Okay, let's see again. And unfollow always once again. Hmm. Anyone see anything dumb I'm doing? Bring it back to code view. Unsuccess is just not firing. we know that this is working because it's technically, I guess I could console debug, file it all, and show the data. Know that the mutation function is actually working. I wonder if it doesn't like because it's does it not like because it's. I mean, I wouldn't think it would matter if it's async. I mean, is it because I'm destructuring the. I don't know why that would be an issue. Just because I'm getting to use mutation back here. This ended up taking longer than I thought. Hmm. All right, I guess let's see if we get some logs from that mutation function. Follow these again. This guy's going to flag me as like a spammer. Okay, so it resolved, but it didn't resolve? Oh, that's it. That's it. The client already. So because I'm using this starter pack client, it actually is already doing the JSON, awaiting the JSON on the request. Because, yeah, I don't want to have to do that every time. And so it was probably getting there and it's just failing and then eventually never resolving this method or never resolving this mutation function. So it was basically dying here. But now that I think I changed this, I think it'll be good. So let's see. That's a silly thing. That's what you get at 12:14. That's just what you get. Annoying hydration issue. Follow all. Followed all. Yeah, there's the data. And then the data. So actually, so that's the response. And then I have the data. So actually, I need to do this .data.actors. Actually, no, I'll just do. Or actually, yeah, it's not it's not awaiting the JSON. It's actually the Axios client doesn't have a, it's just getting the data. So I think this will be good. Then unfollow all these things again. Well, apparently there's some delay or issue with what the back end is loading versus the front end. So, all right, so clear that up. All right, toast. Followed all from my projects. And we're all, now we have mutuals. Sick. Happened fast. Some silly stuff in there. Okay. Just one more little test. Followed all from mutuals. Rad. Okay. Ship it. That works for me. Yeah, let me go back here. So yeah, I think that works. I might not even have to refetch this list. Maybe just set this force refetch to true. Cut down on the requests. Because it's not like anything's changing. Cool. All right. All right, that's it. I'm not gonna, I guess I'm not touching the quick editor today. Oh, sorry. I realized I had your code. So yeah, so I'll go back to the site again real quick. I'll show you. So unfollow again. We're not refetching the list. We are invalidating the query, and then we are basically doing that force refetch thing, and they're all there. We get the toast. And we're good to go. So I'm just going to commit these files real quick, and then we're going to deploy this thing. Although, let me do one little gut check. Let's see, what's this look like on mobile? Yeah, I need a, oop. I need to do something with the buttons and the wrapping of all this stuff, but all right. That works. Lead with the follow all. Yeah, that works for me. Cool. So then I did also updated the use follow hook. So I have to update all the instances of that, which was here. And the profile pill. The profile. Let's see. Actually, so yeah, I can get rid of that refetch list that's being destructured out of that mutation then. Since we're not using this. One less thing to. That works. Oh yeah. I also have to remove. I think I threw some logs in here, right? So we got the toast. How's that? I guess I have some other logs I need to clean up. I'll also make sure we don't have any coming in these latest updates. Actually, the thing I need to add next is actually thinking about adding this thing where like I basically track whether you followed people from starterpacks.net. So I might, because I want to try to do some stuff where essentially like you can kind of get updates on starter packs that you followed from. And so I need to have a record of that somewhere. I also need to figure out if I can accurately guess which pack someone followed you from. That might be a cool thing to add to the site later. But for now, I can definitely know whether you followed via one of the buttons on the site. Okay. Cool. So I think that might actually do everything I'm going to do tonight. But we might as well make this thing go live. So We'll do that one final bit. Anyone jamming on anything cool? No, actually, I forget. I don't know if I can send messages to Twitch and YouTube, but I think I get messages from X if people send them in. Maybe. If you got something to send in, send it. I'm going to change up the music real quick just for the. See if Bedren's release anything new. I know they got some singles creeping out. Oh, album? What? Uh-oh. That came out last Friday. Rad. I had a feeling it was going to come soon. I just wasn't sure when. They've been dripping some singles. So yeah, I guess next stream might be fixing up some of the starter pack editor, being able to like kind of like remove people in the interim, like before you've actually created a new pack, so you can remove them from the list before you actually submit it, and then adding some like form validation to both of those. To both the quick add, and then also the create new starter pack. And then I'm trying to figure out some other stuff that. Oh, I think I also, yeah. Basically, like over here on the site over here. Oops. Oh yeah, I took it down for a second. Let me get back up. I like half half reformatted this one thing that like I guess like technically no one's seeing because it's like a paid feature, but I'll show it to you anyway. Maybe get some feedback on it. So yeah, so basically this Ryan appears in. It's all the starter packs that I could be in that I did not create that someone else has added me to. And so I had this idea that I was going to kind of float them off to the side and then maybe add some right and left, like kind of pagination arrows. And as you clicked it, either 3 or 1 or 2, depending on the breakpoints, or the different viewport sizes and breakpoints, they would kind of scroll through here. And then eventually, when you got to the end, you'd go to kind of a view all in the event that it was over. I think I'm loading like 25 or 50 here. Some people are actually in thousands of starter packs, which is kind of wild. And it's kind of both like the intriguing and also the kind of the downside of like dealing with like big sites like this, because Now it's like, do I kind of just infinitely load those in this funky carousel, or do I throw someone over to like a list where then they can start scrolling and paging through? And I think I'm going to do the paging thing because one, it's better for SEO because if I have like a card at the end that says, view all, 6,000 starter packs or something that someone's in, and then I send them off to a page, well, that link and then all those pages are kind of like indexable for the Googs. Maybe I'll make them happy again because I don't know what I did, but they had like 3 million of my pages indexed, and now it's like they're only at like 37,000. So I need to try to get that number up, and hopefully having some stuff like that will make it a little bit better. But so that's another thing I need to clean up too. But that coupled with this kind of starter pack editor thing. So this is one of the things I started, or that I was working on the stream, and then kind of buttoned up a little bit during my kids' spring break last week while they were in bed. But I need to be able to remove people from this list. And also, I'm not digging the underline on hover. I need to probably move that as like a. Actually, let's just do that right now. Let's just we gotta clean that up a little bit. So, all right, back to the codes real quick. We're almost gonna get this stuff live. I can't live with that for right now. So, let's create starter pack drawer. And then I have these starter pack actor card components. So I'll just do, I know this is it's a kind of a nice accessibility thing, but instead we'll just animate the border color. It might not be enough to go to 600. Let's see. What are we doing on profile card? Border color hover. So we're going from 700, from 800 to 700. And what are we doing here? Oh, border color is 700 to 600. Oops. All right, let's see what this looks like. I got to add the transform. Or transition, I mean. All right. Oh, that's so much better. But should I have that be the lighter one? I feel like that looks actually pretty good, but let's see. For consistency's sake, I guess it would make sense for these two to be the same. No, I'm not using the use color mode value stuff because right now I'm just always rendering this with like a background of this gray 900. And that's actually probably also partially my problem. Although I guess I'm doing that here too. So, all right, let's see. Oh, it's so faint. No, the other one is better. All right, we'll break the norms a little bit. And maybe actually go back and fix the profile cards. Okay, so yeah, that looks better. Now let's see. I mean, technically all these things are profile cards up here too. So the force dark mode. Yeah, they're too light. Let's fix that. BG's fine. And then we'll just do a 7 and a 6. Yeah, that's better. I think I probably had it be the lighter one before because it does start getting like a little like crisscrossy hatchy, but before it was actually just too faint. So I actually have to do that to starter pack card 2. So 7 and 6. Then do I need to do on the profile pill too? Too many little onesie twosie components here. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Let's see. So we have some profile pills done. Oh, I have profiles here. There you go. Yeah, I think these created by these are little profile pills, I call them. These are profile cards, I guess. Ooh, icon. Add to icon needs to. That doesn't look good on dark mode. Yeah, what's going on there? I just need to make this color black, I guess. Although that's on the profile card. Did that make it look better? Yeah. So that was an instance where this icon just needed a color applied to it. So now we have that in both the little one and there. Ideally, I would make that plus less subtle. But for now, I'm just going to keep it. Actor. Okay, so that should show up there now. Let me go back to light mode. All right, we're still looking good. All right, cool. Fixing stuff. All right, that makes me feel better. And then these things are feeling good. Oops. Oh, what I do? Navigate? Oh. Uh-oh. That doesn't look right. It's not getting a color mode passed to it. So that's this me component thing. Me pill. I added it, and actually, it's for whatever reason in the latest version of Chromium, this OKLCH longer hue and stuff just isn't working. Yeah, it's working in Safari, so I'm not sure if this changed. in a recent or broke in a recent Chrome update, but before it was basically like a rainbow color that was like kind of like spinning around in that border color. But doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So I think I need to actually do text color and then set that on here. But I also need to, in the profile pill, well, at least this is right, but the color mode's not right. So what's being passed in? Oh, color mode's defaulting to auto. And this is on the starter pack. All right, we're fixing stuff. We're fixing stuff. So I need to add the color mode here. Oh, that's right. That was in the starter pack card. Oh, I'm not doing it there either. I think it might just be, where was I doing that? Yeah, I'm forcing it in the site footer because that's always black. And that's the blog, which isn't live yet. This is the starter pack page. Which I think it's still the starter pack page. Oh, yeah. Where am I passing? I guess this has always been a little bit borked up. Because I'm not passing color mode to any of these instances. So I think there's a use color mode. Actually, instead of having to do this everywhere, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not doing this. Because that just means I'm going to have to update all those instances instead of actually just making this one smart and essentially change this to color mode prop so it can be overridden, but I will use color mode here and it'll either be the color mode prop we'll use the color mode hook const color mode. We'll call this hook. Is that really what it returns? Is a... Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so back to the browser. Is that right? This, let's see. Auto dark. Auto dark. So it always kind of double renders. But regardless, it should still update these values. Oh, that's right. I think I am passing it in. So profile pill is getting the color mode from profile pill. But really, I just need to make this undefined. That's right. There it goes. And then I guess if I change it back, that goes to white. This stays black. All of the borders on that are wrong. And that profile pill. Because it's undefined. So really what I need to do is cast this to a color mode prop. Tangled webs we weave. So yeah, so we're passing it in, use that. If not, use the hook. We'll set it to color mode, and then all these ones should then fall through okay. And that looks right. And that looks right. Force it to dark, it goes dark. Force it to light, it goes light. Force it to automatic, it's good. Okay. That works. Cool. Delete that. Cleaning up all this stuff. Nice. Cool. So we adjusted the we updated the styles on the starter pack actor card to remove those text underlines on hover and then also transition the border color. And then we updated the profile card hover border colors. And also set the add icon to black. We essentially did that in okay. Now we also updated the color mode handling within the meeple. And fix the add item on the profile. We fix anything else? I think that's it. Cool. I think it's close. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to look into this OKLCH longer hue thing. But basically by doing this, I mean, maybe this changed the API up here, or maybe I'm past something that I'm passing in here is different, but before this was all working. I mean, this is definitely kind of gross just having to define this all in line on this CSS thing, but this is the only way I was able to get basically the property of the BG angle to be defined, but then allow it to be manipulated via the keyframes. I mean, it feels like such a hack because then it's like referencing it all here within reference, but it was working. But there was a Chrome update that broke it. Now it's a matter of, did the Chrome update actually break it, or did they fix something in Chrome that then broke my hacky code? But I guess that's like to be determined and to be looked into another night. But I think this is good for getting this out. So Yeah, let's go back here and let's release this thing. Cool. So it looks like it built okay on Vercel. I think we're good to go. Done and done. Cool. Stoked. Actually, one thing I'm realizing here, Blue Sky by default, I think always adds the creator of the starter pack to the starter pack that they add. I wonder if I need to add that when I'm creating starter packs. I mean, as far as like trying to boost follows, it makes sense. That you might want to follow the person who created it. Yeah, I might end up adding that. Just gonna make a note. And I'm pretty sure they always add it as the first person, so essentially they show up last in the list. But at the same time, I don't know. Actually, right now, the way I have it is there's no real validation on the number of people. So actually, I wasn't able to make this list, for instance, on the Blue Sky app because they require that you add 8 people before you can make like a starter pack. But I've only had 3 people on like the Jam Sessions interview shows. So the fact that I could make this via starter packs is kind of cool. Obviously, want to add more people to this, but at least I'm not limited by the UI or the API to do it. All right, cool. So I think that's all getting deployed out via Vercel and Render. Probably ready in the next minute or two. But I'm gonna end it there. Unless I don't know. I guess I can see if it's actually like live on the site. Yeah, not yet. It'll be here soon. But yeah, I think that's the stream. So hopefully that was interesting. Hopefully you've learned some stuff following along. The yeah, definitely maybe some stuff I'm gonna I don't know. Some stuff I could probably go back and tweak and clean up, but I think I also cleaned up a lot just in this little session and got the follow all working, which is cool. So yeah, I got the follow all. Gonna go back and do some edits to the starter pack quick editor, and maybe we'll add that addition of the creator to the packs that they create, just so that's consistent with the Blue Sky app. But yeah, just chipping away on it. Hopefully this stuff is interesting. If you oh, okay. I'm getting recommendations for some cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Cool, thanks. Um, I'll look into that. But yeah, hopefully this is interesting. I'll keep kind of doing these things as I chip away on stuff on starter packs. But like I said, I'm probably going to start working on some new projects soon. And also just maybe on some like portfolio stuff. And one of the things I've been meaning to get to is actually setting up some newsletters, both for starter packs and then for basically for some podcasts, basically for like jam sessions and for all play and for my own site and stuff. So, which would actually just be the all play one for my own site. So yeah, so definitely a bunch of stuff to work on. I'm kind of feeling recharged after the spring break last week and want to knock some of this stuff out. So I'm going to be live streaming more often. So if you're into this, let's hang out. Definitely let me know like what you're jamming on. I'll do the same, obviously. And if you have any music suggestions or recommendations, let me know. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's already 1 o'clock, and I'm gonna try to get some good sleep tonight, ish, maybe. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Have a great one.